Hi, guys and ladies, of course. Welcome to TIC Propaganda Podcast, Season 12, Session 2. Today, joining me is my favorite co host, Michael, my dog. Welcome, Michael. Anyways, so today, what we're going to do is we're going to deep dive what happened in our last session. We went through magnificent 42 or 44 years, and a lot happened not just in Europe but around the world. Countless wars, some are still ongoing, a lot of political changes, a lot of shifting, but nothing too dire. The only notable death was probably Korea, as we know from the news, from the roleplay news, that Korea will not be coming back because he gave up his country. But other than that, everything is still quite stable. So we're going to deep dive into a lot of countries today, and we're going to deep dive into a lot of political standings within alliances, within just world in general, and we will also discuss how countries are doing politically, economically, militarily, and what some countries should be doing and they aren't doing right now. Anyways, as always, we're going to start with England, according to tradition. And what we do see is England finds itself in the middle of a war against Sweden and Brandenburg. And so this war, England is losing, but I guess the war score pretty much maxed out, so it doesn't matter too much, unless like for some reason Burgundy and France give access to the Brandenburgian troops, then they can come and they can siege and they can peace out England for war score. They can hit England. I'm actually not sure why England, for example, is not really converting this. I mean, you have a lot of money, you can as well start doing so. England hasn't changed their religions. Pretty good ruler, pretty standard. I mean, okay, pretty standard. He hasn't killed his heir. He should, I think. He went offensive and exploration. So this is the, I think, third person that actually went offensive. I also chose offensive, but I think overall offensive is a pretty good idea group, especially it gives you 20% limit force limit modifier. It gives you good stats to your generals, and of course exploration, because that's what you got to do when you're a colonizing country. Besides that, England is making a shit ton of money, or at least it has a lot in the bank, and I'm not sure why it. I mean, it built some, but it hasn't built more. It could build more. It hasn't started building manufactories for some reason, unless waiting for a mission to pop. Production can still be built on these things because you can develop this land, and you can develop, and eventually it's gonna, when the prices go up, it's gonna start making money. And this is a long-term investment. This is till the end of the game, so I'm not sure why he is not doing it. But I'm really concerned that England is investing so much into Europe right now. Maybe he wants to stay at land power. Not really sure 100% what JP is doing long term, but investments like this is okay. But taking all of that and Lubeck and keeping this much like land, it's not. Is it even? I mean, yeah, you have a certain natural harbor, you have estuary as well, but usually you want to give up this land. So things like that don't happen where they have so much war score on you, because in our mod, I think war goal is more than just 25%. It's pretty much 40 or something like that. So people can just siege England down like this and that, this and this, and have enough war score, to cause significant, damage to them. Because if they occupy this or this, they can start hitting England for a lot. So I'm not really sure what his long-term plan is. He's been both Sweden and England have been contacting me to get involved, but this is just a pointless war in my book. Anyways, colonial-wise, England is doing the big thing. He doesn't have North America yet, 13 colonies. But you know, he slowly but surely he's colonizing everything. I'm not sure why he started colonizing Chateau either. Maybe that's like the range of it. But we'll see what he does. He hasn't cored this either. He running advisors. I mean, he's making money. So England is in a still not like strong position, but I don't know. We'll see what he does. What kind of midweek diplomacy he does. I mean, he has a lot of money, but he spent money building galleys so he can challenge the Swedes, which is okay. He has heavies here, and I mean, like, I don't know. There's just I just don't see the point of this war, especially that. Yeah, I don't see a point to this war. Especially it could go south if they negotiate access, maybe through the empire and just France. They can go here. Yeah, questionable. But I mean, for example, England is expanding here. I think he can get the claims. He can start wars. He can slowly build up the 13 colonies, but he should be focusing more on the colonial game because that's where the money comes from, not from here. Anyways, going to the next person, Burgundy. So Burgundy in general, is doing pretty damn good. He's making almost the same money as England. Pretty funny. He can pass government reforms. I would probably, from all these, I would choose this one right here because advisor cost -10. This one is This one is okay, but I don't know how many administrative policies we have that could be effective for. He went defensive, didn't finish defensive yet. He went trade ideas, that's why he's making also. Interesting move. Defensive trade, what kind of... I guess you can't click it yet. What do we get from that? We get domestic trade power and light ship combat ability, plus 33. That's it's okay policy. But very interesting. So defensive... And he's going to finish it, get this one, the minus fire damage and receive -5, and shock damage received -5. That policy is one of the better ones in the game. Not policy, but one of the ideas, I guess. But everyone's just going defensive and trade. I'm not sure about the trade one. I think going something else like innovative or economic or naval, maritime, diplomatic, industrious would have been better because trade is nice. Like for example, where does he have merchants? He has merchants from here. He's stealing from the French. He has a merchant here. This is great. And where is his? And Rhineland. So like, it's okay. It's really, I don't know, nothing special. Like, if you're going to go trade, then you want to go quantity, but then you have a lot of troops, and then you have production, just not enough land. I'm not sure. We'll see where Burgundy goes. I mean, he's slowly integrating. It's pretty big. Liège is under Burgundy. So it's a big country. How much development? I mean, yeah. He's almost a great power. Just staying under the radar. Okay, we'll see. I mean, that's pretty good force limit as well. He's 3 over. I would just delete 3 troops. It's not worth paying like 5 ducats for those 3 troops, really. Running no cavalry, 8 artillery. Oh, trade power. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I mean, he's doing okay. Can he form the Dutch? Okay, he's missing that, so he can form it projected in 1518. So it's possible for him to form it. The Netherlands, I would do like the Netherlands. Their ideas are pretty good. The government form is pretty good. So very interesting alliance right here. All right. Tag France. So the French. Declining great power. he's going to get bombarded by the Protestants. So I don't know, unless he could have to convert. I mean, his prestige is already down. Yes, he's gonna might have a couple disasters, but he's gonna keep getting bombarded once all of this is converted by the Spanish. He's gonna get bombarded, so he might have to switch. He might have to actually maybe switch to Reformed. It's not that bad. Not the best, but it's not that bad. But Protestant is better because of the national tax modifier. But Reform has some nice bonuses like morale and trade. Oh, so right here, because guys, I'm a pro in the States. He has no negative things, modifiers. So what he can do is give the estates, because this you don't want to have these guys very angry at you, because trade makes up a big part of your income. So give this land over, like for example, this is an estuary. You can give it to the bourgeoisie, and like this, for example, and yes. And what happens? This goes up. This goes up at the intake of the next month, but also it gives extra trade power to the provinces where this estate is located, right? So this estate gives trade power to this estate. This estate gives tax bonuses to these estates, and this estate gives manpower bonuses. So, for example, this estate 1173, right? Even though it's a cloth, not the most perfect example, but whatever. You could give it to the clergy. And then the clergy will have a bonus on the taxation. Yes, it will have a minus 25 modifier to the production and minus 25 modifier to the manpower, but nevertheless, it will have a bonus to taxes. So especially in our game where taxes make up a huge part of your income, and tax is overall buffed, this ain't that bad of an idea. So. And also what you can do is you can play a little bit of the devil and run, like for example, level 3 advisor for basically 0.25 ducats more. Anyways, France went defensive diplomatic. They're doing the whole fire damage received and shock damage received stacking, which is pretty interesting. France did get Hollande. He has the national tax modifier as well. Okay. And he's kind of behind on these ideas. I'm not really sure why, like really behind. He needs to get probably a better advisor. Maybe grab the trade advisor and upgrade him as well, because again, this stacks with the modifier right over here. But yeah, he's really lacking on diplomatic ideas, and staying ahead of time also gives you 20% trade bonus efficiency as well, so you really don't want to fall too behind it. Like for example, this one gives you production bonus, I believe. Okay, not a really big navy. Good manpower, 434 a month, not that much. Okay, force limit. Let's see what it reforms. He went with this one hurts. This one isn't good. He picked the right one here. Decentralized bureaucracy is kind of good if you have a lot of cultures, like for example Berg. I actually didn't check this. Does he have everything? No, Flemish. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. He needs to accept the Dutch and the Flemish because they make up a huge portion of his country, and that. Like, for example, wrong culture group gives you a modifier of minus 33% and minus manpower 33%. So if you accept it, your taxation goes up in all the provinces. And since it was how much of your country? Almost 20% of your country. That is going to give you a lot of taxation. All right. So, France, not too bad. I mean, France tried to make some moves. He has claims here, here, and here, everywhere. He even has claims on the Mamluks. He's controlling roads. I mean, it's okay, but I think that his dreams on an African empire kind of faded away. He's been sitting here for some time, like for example, not expanding into Switzerland, not expanding into Milan. So we'll see what he does. But France needs to move if he wants to stay relevant in the game. Castile. Castile is in the Golden Age, and Castile is I. We're going to celebrate the formation of the New Castile. Cuba is also going to form pretty soon. There's a lot of Castilian forces in the New World. And by the way, what we were looking for in terms of going offensive, because Castile also went offensive and almost done with the exploration ideas. Super interesting about this. A lot of, like, for example, for general-wise, for Castile, because of going offensive, not only because, but it provides really nice generals along the way. So this is an mission general. This is a rolled. All these generals and conquistadors are rolled. They're pretty damn nice. Even though the army tradition might not be the highest right now, but still, very, very nice. Anyways, Castile has also, Castile, the Reformation spawned right here, so Castile had to go. I had to go. I'm not going to talk about myself in third person. I had to go Protestant, because otherwise it would just bomb me to death. I'm going to get all sorts of shit religious rebellions. So that kind of sucks, because I really wanted to use the orders. Also, Spain gets modified for Catholic Church, but this was absolutely retarded spawn. Instead of Germany, it fucking spawned in Iberia. But yeah, Castile, 2 gold mines, even a fort here just in case the angry Socotans decide to come through the desert. Let's see. But otherwise, the country's looking nice. A little bit of debt, making good money. Institution is slowly spreading, almost getting embraced. If anyone wants the institution for sale, I can pretty much, once it does get embraced, I can sell it all the way to Muscovy, or the Mamluks, or the Timurids, maybe even Mawar. Can I do it? That's actually a very good question. Embrace. How far can I sell it? No. Oh. Maybe it's possible. I'm not gonna unpause just to see something like that. Anyways, yeah, so Castile isn't doing too bad. So it'll be interesting to see what happens after unification of Aragon. Just gotta push more for the New World. There's a lot of things to eat. There's gonna be a new player hopping on New Castile, to help that out. But other than that, the New World is still pretty open for 1512. I think that colonial powers need to make a bigger push for it, because sometimes the money does come from here, because Asia is just so full of players, and it's gonna be really, really hard to conquer them. So I believe the Europeans need to focus more on colonization, and since when people die, they can go to the New World and to those countries. So Castile isn't doing too bad. Also found myself in Italy, got Naples back. Yeah, we'll see what happens, because this is kind of... I actually didn't expect that the mod makes this land. I think not in the mod, this is one single province like this. This is like a 5-province state, but in the mod it's 3, which makes it kind of suck. So yeah, not the very best. I actually didn't see that, so that kind of sucks. This is the nicest provinces to get from Aragon when that's going to be available. Yeah, so Castile, much better. There's no looming disasters, believe it or not. Making good money. Estates are okay-ish. I had some issues with that, but not that much. Regency, not the best regency. Okay, heir, not the best heir, but just okay. Just interesting that Castile is Protestant. So we will see what happens. Anyways, next person we're going to jump to is the neighbor to the right. Is going to be, well, god damn it, lat? No, debug mode. Land, tag land. Damn it. Anyways, so Florence. What is going on in Florence? Prince Elector. Hair. Wait, is it not Republic? So cultures are accepted. What happened here? Stability cost. Not enough power projection. Decisions. I'm going to turn that off. Turn this off. Turn this off. Oh, that was pretty good. Tuscany. Why haven't you Oh, not Tech 10. You know, Tuscany isn't that bad. Tuscany gives you some upgrades. Also going defensive, diplomatic. I guess you already have Tuscan ideas, but, you know, just better color. I think there's some events associated with Tuscany. Yeah, ahead of time on everything. Very good. 1, 2, 2. Running good advisors. Making 44 ducats, which isn't too bad. Pretty good. Also, 38 force limit. Taking attrition here, I don't understand why you're taking attrition. What are you getting ready for? Are you getting ready for Milan? Yes, getting ready for Milan. But you don't need to take attrition. Very nice general, by 4-4-5-2. Wow, very nice. Don't need to be taking attrition. You can, you know, spread out the forces here. Spread out the forces there. Oh boy, game froze. Don't need to, you know, pay for everything. Lower the maintenance right now because there's some time to go and start making 17 ducats. You know, pay off your loans. How are you doing on buildings? Wow, fully built. Okay, nice. Fully built, very nice. Manufactories. Okay, it's got one down. How about France? I actually didn't look at France. Production. Okay, got some in there. Religion, some of them done. Manufacturing. Okay, okay. Not that bad. Tag, Berg. Wow. Massive. Big dick. Is that really in every province? Jesus Christ. People just so well built out. Wow. It's very impressive. Tag. Yes, probably not, actually. Let's see. Production. Okay, okay. Some for Castile. Oops. Okay, yeah, so there's some. So something is built out here. Super interesting. What about Aragon? Aragon's got nothing built. Oh. So if I go to production and I include subjects, yeah, that's a lot of things that can still be built. Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. A lot of stuff to be built for Aragon. Forgot about that. Tag Florence. Land. So anyways, as I said earlier, I'm going to talk about some things that are... so game options. Let's do audio a little bit. Some of the things that we're going to talk about is diplomacy within the game. So I'm actually very interested what's going on between Florence, Venice, and Austria, because this little thing usually doesn't work out till the end, and I will go into details why after I pour myself some tea. Oh yeah. Oof. Oh yeah. Here we go. Anyways. Wow, look at this development. It's a huge push. Roma. Okay, so this right here. So after Florence eats Milan and then Venice eats Milan, okay? I don't know how they're dividing it, if it's divided or not. What's next? Like, for example, Venice does like took this, but it's part of this state. Venice took this. This is a very good state. So what's really left for Florence, right? I'm not really 100% sure because Venice is now going to eat all of this because Venice is doing really good. And Florence is going to remain. So he either needs to get these guys to push into France, push into Castile, or push into Venice because really there isn't that much else left for Florence to do in this situation. He actually has pretty good manpower generation. He went defensive diplomatic. He's going to finish that pretty soon as well. He is going to... He's really built out. He's making money. And if he saves up money before war, he should be okay. He can also... He actually has a lot of professionalism as well. So, like, overall, Florence is in a very good position. It's just really interesting to see what he... And he's also in the middle of a golden age. And that's not really being used at the moment, I think, personally. So, Florence needs to do something here. Something drastic. Otherwise, he's just going to stagnate. And yes, you can be 50 development in every single province. But it doesn't really matter because, you know... going wide has a quality on its own of building more buildings. You can't build 16 force limits buildings in one spot. Well, for example, France can build those 16 buildings in a lot of places, right? Just spread them out, maybe 20, 30. Well, Florence cannot do this. So eventually, Italians do fall off if they don't expand. As I actually had the same quagmire when I was in the Russian land. I had to expand somewhere outside of Italy because I was one of the most devved countries in the world, but it didn't matter because I controlled this, I controlled like a little bit of this, like this. I controlled this pretty much, but it didn't matter because other countries just expanded so much more than I. And developing doesn't always work. You need to both develop and push out. Give me 1 second. All right. Good position of forts. Yeah, I mean, very good. So, we'll see what... Yeah, control the train. We'll see what happens here. So, tag. Venice. So, Venice is not in the same position as... Florence. He has room to expand. The only thing is Venice is now outside the realm as Merchant Republic. This is going to keep dropping. Stability woes are going to keep growing. He actually did go Protestant, so he can convert everything, and now he is Protestant. Very interesting. I don't know why he didn't go Orthodox. Very strange decision in my eyes. Very stupid decision. But here we go. So he has the Doge. He's 68, so the guy's going to die soon. And he needs to go for a re-election, but every re-election is going to cost him. So this is going to crumble, and he's probably going to go for something else. But it sucks because Venetian reforms are pretty nice. You get a lot of cool things from there. So we will see what Venice will do. But otherwise, he played his politics right. He's eating the Balkans. He has Constantinople. He accepted the Turkish culture. Very good. But he does have a lot of rebels coming up here and there because of the instability. Kosovo hasn't been converted, so it doesn't matter how much gold it is. It's has a minus 30 production to it because of that. Some forts are being paid for. This is a shit fort. This is a shit fort. This is a good fort. This is a meaningless fort. This as well. This is a meaningless fort. This is a meaningless fort. So a lot of stuff in an experience there in fort placement. Other than that, also he's very up in tech. I don't know why he isn't developing or teching. or maybe not culture converting because he should be doing that. He has a lot of great and amazing land to dev. Like this is so juicy, but he's not, and he's not deving the production, or I guess he is. Oh, he's maxed. Some of them could be devved more. So I mean, he's just sitting on it, but there's no point. You're 55% ahead of time, so 6 years ahead of time. You have the institution balance. You have 12. So we'll see what he does. But Venice finds himself in a very interesting position because there's Florence, there's Venice, but Venice can grow. But if Venice isn't a merchant republic anymore, or going to get rid of Venetian ideas, he is going to lose the trade potential. So he's not even giving money. Is he giving expenses? No, he's not giving money to Austria. So he's sucking money from Florence and Austria and the Mamluks, because the trade, he does pull the trade from these parts and this. So he's pulling the trade from here, and it's only going to get worse. And he's going to just exist here without giving money to anyone else. So either Venice has to start giving money to people, or he has and basically stay as Venice, or something needs to happen here where he basically grows into culture converts maybe into rum. He flips, maybe forms Italy if he kills Florence, or does something because of the Venetian, because he's expanding militarily, so he needs military ideas. If he's not going to be playing the merchant role, he also needs to tax switch as well. So something needs to happen here. But he's making a lot of money right now, like really a lot. Tag. So, Habsburg, Austria. This again, the dynamic. So I wrote Austria this week, just because last season he did amazing on Ottomans, but he had this period of stagnation. I wrote him this week as well. I'll make my diplo public, just in general, about that he needs to do something about his country, or he's going to stagnate, because having this 15 gold is really, really awesome. When he gets hungry, he gets another 10 gold. Production stuff like that, it's not enough. You also need to have a basic trade income, and this isn't going to do it. So either Austria needs to go for Venice, it needs to go for Constantinople, or it needs to go for Lubeck, pretty much. So it needs control here. Well, Lubeck is already being contested between Sweden, Brandenburg, and England. This is being contested by his allies. This is contested by his allies. So Austria will have a form of stagnation after some time. Right now, it's okay economy, but without having trade at its side or getting subsidized by a non-military state who's there to make money, like either England or Venice. But even England is not going to subsidize him enough, because England, besides having a land ally, is not getting anything in return from Austria, like trade or production. It doesn't flow to England directly. It goes through a lot of other people. So at this point, even though Austria has the ideas filled out, it's looking pretty strong. It's up in tech and everything like that. Even though it gets all these bonuses for trade, it's still only making 5.83 ducats. If I look here, I don't think he's going to be built out. Yeah, I mean, he's built out for churches, but even still he's left. Subjects, he can still build them out. Production, I mean, you can build it out. Manufacturers, okay, he's got some. For a country that is the emperor, and hasn't been fighting any wars over the majors, this Austria is strong in regards to PU. That the way he took Hungary was pretty classic. Like, that was super, super good for him. Well played, absolutely. But I'm not really sure how long Austria can hold unless he gets the trade or maybe more land. from either Burgundy, France, Venice, Venice, or Poland, because just or Brandenburg, because just this land with no trade is not enough for Austria to be actually viable. I'm gonna reference back to last season of JP's Austria that it was big, but it just didn't have the enough income to sustain itself or to field the massive force limit that Austria gets through its ideas, right? Land force modifier and also quantity. There's just no fucking way it's gonna happen without a proper build up. And this is just my prediction for the future. So as an Ottomans, you can kind of just sit there and all money flows through you, and he did a fantastic job. But the same thing doesn't happen with Austria. You got to do something about it, or even if this is on 7, you can probably dev it up a little bit more, squeeze out more money from it. But other than that, it's Bavarian. Wait, you didn't accept Bavarian culture? I guess minus 15 for 60, 70 years. Okay, whatever. I would also accept those cultures. And when can you start integrating Bohemia? Oh, I guess you can probably integrate it already, right? It's been more than 50 years. I think I would definitely integrate it and state it. That would be a huge bump in power to Austria. But again, it won't be enough to actually matter too much. So, attack Brandenburg. So Brandenburg, it's a very interesting position, is that the last session, Sweden and Brandenburg came kind of closer together. A lot of these things aren't very good for him. He's out of manpower, his country's hurting, so on and so forth. But, he's holding on. And drilling for some fucking reason. Okay, strange, but, who am I to judge? No professionalism, but, running good advisors. Military access, you can probably get rid of the military access. He probably doesn't watch my podcast, but getting rid of the military access is good. You absolutely don't need it because you're just draining your Diplo. He went offensive, econ. Neither of this close to being finished, which sucks. Brandenburg needs this to be very viable. So right now, Brandenburg might look big on the map, but he doesn't make too... Oh, 33, it's not too bad, but again, it's not fantastic. And the force limit is 39, so it's not that bad, actually. But it could be better, to be honest with you guys. Also, Lower Saxon has been accepted. You can definitely do it. 27% of your country for 15% long term. I would do it. Especially what reforms he went. Manpower. Oh, centralized bureaucracy. Okay, that's why his autonomy is so low in this one. Yeah, this is a pretty good way to go, I guess. He can expand. Nope, can't expand. So there's nope. So this is pretty much it for Brandenburg. There isn't much place he can grow. Outside, so he needs to sit, build, and do stuff. Wait, where's this exiled army? Yeah, maybe buy these 2 provinces, but I wouldn't sell them if I was Austria. These are really good provinces. So we'll see what happens here, because Brandenburg just needs to sit, fill out his ideas, and this is more than enough land for Brandenburg, because you got your development ideas. He went... Oh, he's still Catholic. He should have gone Protestant as well. He's getting bombarded. But if you take, like, for example, he also took economics, so he's going to be developing his land. Maybe he's just going to stay small. But, it's possible as Brandenburg because of your idea set. You could be small but play it tall. Again, you should be expanding, but, being stuck between so many players, something needs to change in Europe, because Sweden is locked in, Poland is locked in, Austria is locked in, Cologne is locked in, Brandenburg's locked in, Burgundy is locked in, France is locked in, Florence is locked in. And when you have so many locked in countries, someone has to give. Something has to give. So I expect a big spark in Europe this session or the next. Because if it doesn't happen this session, stagnation will rise and increase in Europe. So something has to pretty much happen, and for it to be more dynamic. But but people can sit and develop. However, if you're gonna sit and develop, no one took economic ideas. Yeah, no one took innovative economic ideas, and that's one the idea group that you really need to sit and develop. And to me, it seems kind of silly that people took these militaristic ideas, but they didn't took any economic ideas. And yes, right now you're sitting and you're spending so much money developing because you're not doing anything. But there's a certain point you're going to hit, and you're going to say, now what? Right? So we're going to get to this point probably next session on Saturday or the next, and people are going to wondering what the fuck is going to happen. Anyways, tag Cologne. So Cologne in my book is a huge winner here. He still exists. Not very good manpower. Innovative idea. So he has a lot to finish still. 23 force limit. So in this group, everything Cologne is the weakest player. He's got some buildings finished. He's got production finished. He's drilling troops and spending money on that instead of turning this drill off. Turning this off to 8 ducats, saving up money, and building, for example, force limit buildings to increase the force limit from 23. He also took quality innovative, so he is going for the infantry combat ability and fire damage reduction. So he's going to have like 20 combat ability. What does he need to Westphalia? Oh, oof. Unify Rhineland. Yeah. I mean, he needs just a little bit. And then he can definitely form it. He can form it all right. Uh-huh. I'll probably talk to Austria about it, but it will be a very good upgrade. I'm not sure about Unified Rhineland. I'm actually going to look it up. What is Unified Rhineland? So excuse me for the shaking, but it's going to happen. Modern changes. So table, national ideas. It's not a major. My Netherlands, Holland, Hesse, Munster, Westphalia, Bohemia, Genoa, Venice, Lubeck, Rhineland. So Rhineland has +1 diplomatic relations, 25 improved relations, -15 in divisor cost, caravan power, trade efficiency. So it's a more of a economic, +1 diplomat, conversion to resistance, heretic mission strength, +10 goods, 5 discipline. Wow, 1 artillery fire pip. Holy shit. +10 fire damage? What? What? Who does this? So actually, Rhineland has super amazing and good ideas just because of a +1 artillery pip, 5 discipline, and 10% fire damage dealt. That is huge. So you have an economic country, and you also have really this monstrous thing. So you guys understand the +1 fire pip is huge. That's why, for example, Spain doesn't have it anymore. If we look at artillery right now, artillery has 1 fire and 1 morale pip. That's it, right? It gets 2 fire, only attack 13. So if you add 1 fire to this, it automatically becomes so fucking strong that it's like attack 13, 16, 18 in regards to fire pips. So that's a really strong plus fire modifier of 10% and discipline. So that's a really cool country that was added. So very strong. And what do you need for it? Mm. Okay, pretty sexy. Pretty damn sexy. Not that bad. Pretty good. So, definitely should be done by Cologne, and that's going to give them an edge, but also in terms of economic, because these ideas are not the greatest. I mean, this is pretty good, this is pretty good, but other than that, it's meh. So it's going to give them an economic boost and military boost and make them kind of more significant in European affairs. Nice. Tag Sweden. So Sweden, as I said before, is in war, is making money. Again, not that bad. Pretty good force limit. Right, same thing. He could be making more money. Okay, so Sweden is here. Is he building? Yeah, he's building more ships. So definitely there. He's got the galley flagship, which is pretty strong. I'm actually surprised he chose these. Oh, fleet morale, durability. Okay, engages with. Okay, that's pretty good. Morale of navies. Okay. I like what I'm seeing. Did he actually pick? No, he didn't pick the. Wait, did he pick it? I'm gonna cash 500. Did he pick it? This one? Or maybe even this one, to be honest with you. If you pick that one, you get +1 off your coast, and since they're fighting off the Swedish coast, and here's the Swedish coast, this is pretty major for Sweden to actually win a couple battles. So, yeah, we'll see what happens to this. But again, Sweden, yeah, he's building the navy. They're doing this. Planetary is going to take over Sweden. We'll see what the diplomacy holds for us this session. But you know, Planetary is not a bad player, so we'll see what he does. Dallas Kogan should have been developed further. It just makes so much money. What are we doing for Miltech? So he's fine militarily. So Dallas Kogan, if we see a production of 4.71 ducats, like that, 5, and definitely probably put 2 more points to that production. It's very worth it for Sweden. War galleys are also available, Tech 10. So if you gotta fight before, because then you gotta spend a fortune upgrading your galleys, because England has so much money, he can do it pretty damn easily. Besides that, for Sweden, again, it's the same thing as Sweden is locked in. Yes, he has a Norway, he's not integrating it yet. But besides this, he has Brandenburg here, Poland here. So the same situation. Sweden has to grow either to Muscovy, I doubt that, or into Poland, or into Brandenburg, or he's going to stagnate up north more. So the viable expansion for Sweden is probably maybe Poland. He can work out with a deal with the Brandenburg, because if you expand it to Brandenburg, Cologne's going to jump on in, Austria's going to jump in, maybe even Poland will jump in, and you don't get too much of it. Yeah, so, but you know, not bad for Sweden. Since there's no troops, you can probably put your army right here, and then lower your maintenance to a certain point, because I doubt England can do anything. And just, you know, generate more money this way. You don't need to show your forces. There's absolutely no action is going to happen. I think England has majority of buildings. Some churches, not too many. Production, not too much. Manufacturing. Manufacturing. So Dulles Kogan can definitely be built Tech 11. Kogan. Yeah, this would absolutely mean a lot. So when you hit Tech 11, build up Dulles Kogan. Very good province. Tag Poland. So for Poland, if any of one of you were there, I criticize Poland on some things. Is that Poland pop, the age, the golden era. Poland has these ideas filled out. He's going for industrial, so on and so forth. But please notice, he's Tech 10 military. So he spent so many points on the next tech, even though his golden era is going. And he has all these undeveloped land. Look, encourage development. This falls down to 19. If we can do this, we can lower it even fucking more. 14. You can dev this for all those points that he wasted. He could have devved it so fucking hard. Like, it's unbelievable. I am so pissed. Like, just Poland is such a good country for deving and everything like that. It's just absolutely insane that people don't do it as often as they should. So he's slowly converting, like really slowly converting. His economy isn't that great. Not really using the estates. I guess they expired. Cossacks. So he can tech up here a little bit, or use it to dev. I don't know. He accepted the cultures. But yeah, that just makes me so upset. He has forts, you know. He's not paying for his armies. Is he actually making money? Army maintenance? What are his expenses? Why is he losing so much? Missionary, loyalists, support loyalists. Interest, advisor maintenance. Ooh. Okay, he's running the missionary maintenance. Okay, and he wants to form the Lithuania Commonwealth when he has a chance. Stability, Tech 10. So he's waiting for that. I guess you can just save this up and just form it. You just need one more stability. I would probably do it right off the bat. Boom. Religious unity or reliance on Cossacks. Yeah, so he's losing money. So Poland isn't too strong until he actually forms it. But apparently he does Eastern Hussars. Okay. I think he has a little bit too much cavalry, to be honest with you guys. I would like delete, okay, half of it, because it's just way too much cavalry. Maybe improve relations with them, get it up again to 101, and then siphon more income. But besides that, I mean, Poland isn't doing too great, and like, why do you pay for the advisor then, if you are just gonna take mil tech? What is it? 10 years ahead of time? Just crazy. I really don't support this. I think he kind of fucked up really, really hard. Really lazy playing. Absolutely. He could have built it up so much. Like for like say mil 900 that he had, you could just develop this up the wazoo. 20. Okay. Encourage development. Okay. Yes. Yes. Like, encourage development. Like this as well. Encourage development. Yeah, just upgraded so much. So this was a very lazy work, very shitty, to be honest with you. One of the worst mistakes a player can make. Complete waste of points to go ahead and like this. That you got from this, that's where he got his 3 points, isn't worth it at all. That was just very, very sloppy, guys. Very lazy. Don't do that. That's really shitty, to be honest with you. So he's converting stuff as well. Where is he converting right now? Kudak? Where is Kudak? fine. Cool. Kudak. Okay, so converting this. He's writing the missionary guy. You know, just maybe even lowering it, making it a little cheaper. Yeah, they're gonna rebel. Like, but you know, what can you do? Just put it down so you don't need to spend so much fucking money converting it. Really. Yeah, that just hurts me. That this made me really angry at life. Tag mosque. All right, Muscovy. How's Muscovy doing? So Muscovy is really, really strong. He's already here. He ate here. He ate this. Like, Rustin is doing fantastic work managing his country, running all these administrative. He's making a lot of cash money. He's converting stuff, converting cultures. Really, really crazy. So very well done by Rustin. Yeah, this is a very strong country. He's the head of tech on everything. Which ideas? The only thing is he went defensive religious. There's national unrest missionary strength. Okay. Not the best, but once he finishes the religious ideas, he's going to get CB. Culture conversion costs will go down. So this makes your country very stable, and you can convert large swaths of land very, very easy, especially if he's going into the Muslim world. He still needs to take on Sibir. Oh, that's actually part of it. Like, take on this. This actually should be 1519. Should be done early, because with this he can, if he doesn't have this, he can do Siberian frontier here, 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 and here, I guess, and then here and here. But if he had this, he could have done Siberian frontier here as well. So definitely worth taking Sibir early. Maybe taking some land from Oirat as well, like this and into here. Yeah, but anyways, doing very, very well. He developed Moscow, so he's really kicking ass. Let's see, Patriarch Authority. What's he using? Yeah, harsh treatment and national unrest. So his country is pretty relatively stable. He's got some uprisings, but he has the manpower. He hasn't accepted Bashkir. Okay, he can raise more Streltsy. He has a pretty big force limit and a big economy, so everything is manageable. And see how he isn't drilling anything, because he's investing this money into building production, not that much, but into churches. Very nicely done. That's a lot of churches, because tax is king. Yeah, very nice, very strong Muscovy. I wouldn't even be paying for some of these forts, just to generate more income. But, to each his own. I guess he wants to keep the army professionalism up. But yeah, so he's expanding. He's going to eat into Circassia. Building spy network into Circassia. I wonder why. Is a vassal of Muscovy transferring trade power to Poland? What? Maybe it was supposed to be like improving relations? Strange. I guess he just conquered Circassia or something like that. Yeah, seems like it. Anyways, good conquer. This is still available. Can definitely go into here as well. Eat more into here, because I don't think Timurids at this point, or Mamluks, are a threat to Muscovy. Moscow support. He has a western front pretty damn secure. He can go into Asia and eat it, and he's going to be... This is really good money for Muscovy at this point. So, good job, Rustin. Anyways, we will now... Oh, God. Oh, no, I unpaused. Okay. God damn it. Fuck. Anyways, now we're going to go into the Mamluks. So the Mamluks had a really big war against the Ottomans. The Ottomans lost because Hungary joined, Poland joined, Venice helped. So there was a lot of people who were involved in that, and eventually Ottomans came out. Not came out. The Mamluks came out on top. So very nicely done. And great again. What came to us from KML. So he is doing a fantastic job. I'm not sure why he's not converting anything, even though he has 3, unless he's going to switch and flip. Quite possible. So we'll see. But also very interestingly, he went defensive expansion for this morale of armies, and then he told me he's gonna go offensive. So he's stacking a lot of morale. So Mamluks are gonna have a lot of morale. His income is not the best, but pretty solid. He has a vassal. Oh, that's a march. This is a march, so he has several marches as well. They bring a 17 force limit. His force limit is 66, so pretty fearsome. He's building galleys. I wonder why. But yeah, so Mamluks doing an amazing job. He hasn't reached Ethiopia yet. That's kind of weird for me because he really should have done that. But I guess he needed to finish the war. But he ate a lot of stuff, so well done. It looks like a very strong country. He's really close to either forming Arabia and Egypt. For me personally, I would form, I think, Egypt. Or Arabia. No, I would form Arabia. Very good ideas. So overall, a solid country, very well done. Not a lot of people win. Beat the Ottomans as the Mamluks. So good diplomacy on his part. Very well done. Overall, one thing you would do is you need to drop the military access through Luristan and probably maybe drop the Venetian alliance to save on the diplo power. You're burning through that because you're behind by 2 techs. You're also integrating stuff, using his estates. Everything is done. Can use that. Running advisors 632. So yeah, Mamluks in a good spot. It just really now Mamluks really needs to build because does he actually have stuff built out? No, not a single building. Well, 1 production. There you go, not a single building. So he really needs to focus on internal developments, but he's also going a very military build. So we'll see if that pays off or not, because in this area your maximum manpower isn't the greatest, and you need to expand away from this area into here, and maybe even here, into here and here to actually matter a lot end game, because your states aren't the greatest, and you just gotta grow and expand. If you're in this area, you gotta be a pretty wide empire and actually start converting stuff, because you have 3 missionaries, but you're not converting anything at this point. You can get a 4th missionary if you want, but you gotta start converting pretty much. So good job, Mamluks. Now, moving into Asia. So Timurids popped their golden age also. They are out of manpower. I think they lost the war because they did something here in terms of they created an enclave, but whatever. So now they have truce. Their corruption is growing. Don't let the corruption grow. Increase it just a little bit. That's a lot of corruption. I don't know where that corruption came from, but you definitely got to lower it. Probably not pay for your troops. Get that corruption out. There you go. 222. Let's see. What is he? Economic offensive. Behind in tech. So definitely catch up in tech. Get your tech 10. Get a new idea group open up. Fill out this. Finish filling out this. Focus on mill. Very nice. A 436 air, pretty good. What you can do is get rid of him now. I guess he's almost gonna die because he's also giving you unrest. But if not, you can get rid of him. Yes, you'll lose some prestige. Maybe do it a little bit early. I don't know if it's worth it or not. I don't know when he dies. You gotta experiment. But for 1 more mill and 2 more diplo skills plus 5 morale, I guess you can wait. It's not too important. But this is a pretty good air. I'm not gonna lie. So can collect from your estates. That hasn't been done again, but people get tired of me saying this, but still, you know, get it done. Get it done. Can give some lamb to the lemma as well. Just increase your money overall. Maybe also convert some stuff, or you're gonna collapse to them. That's also a pretty viable choice. For example, are we actually gonna have some of the Shia zealots? Yeah, so do something there. But definitely fill out these ideas because Timurids next to such a Muscovy and a Mamluks, I know they're allied, but Timurids has to grow. Timuridian ideas are pretty good, especially that you're in the middle of your golden age. You cannot be losing wars like this. It's just not acceptable. Tambrians also has been conquered, but maybe in terms of peace, you should finish taking this state, finish eating more stuff here, hiring some mercs, getting some stuff done. Your manpower recovery is pretty good, but yes, probably also lowering some of the forts in this time because can't really pay for everything because peace in our time and everything like that. But lower the forts. How much money? Okay, so you're starting making more money now. And conquer this land. You need more states. Like, for example, this state is 75. You can definitely make it a territory. He's going to start paying more taxes automatically. You take this as well. But yes, but also catching up in tech is important. So don't fall too behind on it. Maybe make some vassals or something like that. Nepal alliance, leading vassal, leading march. Okay, Afghanistan. So some things to consider for Timurids because I know the player won some wars against here. I lost the bet against Mewar. But yes, this needs to be something for the Timurids needs to change, or he's going to become pretty much irrelevant in terms of the great political game. So at this point, you either grow or become irrelevant. Tag Mewar. Tag Mewar? God damn it. Really? Did I really mess up? Tag Mer. Yep. Tag Mewar. Okay, so Mewar also in the middle of his golden age. He went along with my suggestion and started making a lot of gold. His economy is pretty good. Yes, his inflation is going up, but he can hire an inflation guy and resolve this problem. He's almost finished with quality. He's hasn't started on econ ideas, but definitely should be able to do. He has a lot of forts. I would have reduced the amount of forts. Like, for example, probably this one. Reduce it. Maybe lower it for some time right now because you're at peace. Do we have debt? No debt. Wow, no debt. Okay, definitely run more. Run this guy. Run advisors. Run inflation guy. Let's see. Shakti. Pretty good. Yeah, don't do this. This is really, really shitty. Don't do this. Give them, say, cotton production. So what this estate does, it boosts production. So I would give them this land, and I would give them this land, and I would give them pretty much this land and this land. And what it does, for production, it lowers the autonomy to 0 and gives them a production on top of that in every single province. And it gives you this bonus as well, which causes huge surge of production. That's one of the best estates for money making in the game. So other than that, yeah, we're doing pretty damn good. Except some of your cultures, again, I don't know why not. It's 21% of your country. You're ahead of time on everything because of your 556 ruler. Probably get rid of this one. You really don't need it. Yeah. Get a new heir. Maybe lower the when you're done with all the forts. Start making more money. How are you doing on the buildings? Okay. Production. Okay, can build more of them. Can definitely build more of them, but not too bad. Not too bad. I'm not gonna lie. So, but again, so India. So after Multan, Sirhind, all finish. Uh, Wait, this is Vijayanagar? What the fuck? Jesus Christ, that's so greedy. When you start finishing it, there's going to be three powers: Nepal, Mewar, and Vijayanagar. So, and I guess Timurids competing for India. So again, unless there's something very major happening, Vijayanagar and Mewar are going to come out the winners of this if the Timurids and Nepalese or Nepal doesn't do anything. Because then Vijayanagar and probably Liang are going to collapse on Southeast Asia. Because Miao, guy who's in charge of Vijayanagar, has an ideology of not following his own destiny, but going with Spotter or with myself. And it'll be very interesting to see if Nepal is going to do something about Vijayanagar and Mewar, if he's going to help Timurids or not. Because if not, I really think that Nepal is going to die in the long run. He needs to do something. Anyways, but otherwise, Mewar doing pretty good. Vijayanagar doing super fucking good. I'm not gonna lie. He has some debt, but it doesn't matter. Making 76 ducats. Really, really strong. Absolutely amazing. What is this? Oh, manpower. He has Surya. He has amazing godlike. He has child Surya events. Oh my goodness. This is, yeah. So Vijayanagar is doing everything. He's stacking discipline. He's gonna be running away with this game. He is building an amazing country. Really, a lot of things to core. I'm actually surprised he didn't pop the Golden Age. It would have been absolutely a huge push for him, to be honest with you. So that's a kind of disappointment, but nevertheless, he's doing very, very well. He can probably even lower autonomy and start making even more money. Overall, very, very strong country. The strongest here I've seen. Kicking ass and taking names, let me tell you that. Very good generals. Look at those generals. Does he have claims? Yeah, he has claims in Nepal as well. So maybe they're in position to attack Nepal? Maybe here? No, I guess he's taking this. Yeah, he's taking this for himself, which is absolutely necessary. And Delhi. So he's going to attack into this. He's going to attack into Delhi. Money really doesn't matter for him. Did I look at this? Okay, so he's building out now. Production is building out. I think it's okay because he got economic ideas filled out. Yeah, this is a monstrous country. Definitely a powerhouse of Asia, and he's gonna grow and grow because look at those reforms right here. Decentralization. He already has the 10% infantry combat ability. This one will give him 5% discipline, and he can choose either production efficiency or army tradition decay. And just become very, very strong. So these two countries, they're making the money. They have manpower. They have the economy. So going very, very strong. Proud of Miao. Nepal. So economy, not the greatest compared to Vijayanagar. Force limit, not the greatest compared. Okay, so we get some buildings in. Production, very good. Manufacturing, some manufacturing is done. He hasn't selected a rival yet. He really needs to do it. Definitely select Delhi. And here you gotta select one of these guys because power projection translate directly into monarch points. Also, send an insult. Oh, not yet. I guess that hasn't wavered yet. But yes. Nepal. Where are the Nepali troops? Okay. He's running mercs. So running a lot of mercs. Can he actually? Oh, okay. Not too bad. Not that bad, to be honest. Okay, very nicely done. So, not as strong country as Vijayanagar, but yeah, up there. You got to eat more of Delhi. Definitely get. Oh, you got claims on everything. Very nice. Yeah, expand, 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 expand. Rush. Do your diplomacy stuff like that because not the best position. I'm glad he formed Nepal. These ideas are pretty damn good. Fort defense is up. He's got manpower modifier. He went quality economic. That in our mod doesn't actually give you good policies, but nevertheless, he went quality economic. Um, no, no. So not that bad. Definitely just needs to grow and buy time. Maybe I don't know what their diplomacy is between Nepal and Vijayanagar. Just looking at the alliances right here, I'm gonna suggest they're together. But really, their time is running out because when the war hits, that fills out their ideas. He's gonna have a 100%, 100 army tradition. Great generals. Vijayanagar already went offensive. He's gonna have great generals, and these guys are still, struggling to fill out their ideas, and their economies aren't the greatest. So it really doesn't matter. In a lot of cases, what your plans are for the future. The game has to be won next session, or you're going to be on this perpetual decline. So Nepal needs to do something definitely, and one of those something is probably accept. Maybe take tech 8, 9. Yeah, I don't know if accepting these ideas are worth it over taking over tech, but definitely also lower Burma. State this, and maybe convert some stuff as well, if you can. How's your convert? Okay, that's Shiva the Destructor. Okay. Yeah, not that bad. Not that bad. Okay, tag. What do we have here? So now, with this being said, so there's actually kind of all these boxes happening in India, happening in Europe, and now we go to the clusterfuck, which is Asia. So, Khmer, war exhaustion is high. We have loans. We have debt. That's not much. Khmer economy, not the greatest. Really not the greatest. Malacca. Nanzang is still alive. Lanai is alive. This is alive. So there's a little bit of stagnation on Khmer side. Do we have... Why is the Angkor Empire still not formed? Like, this should have been your priority last session instead of anything else. Oh boy. Okay. So, pretty good. Good job staying on tech. So that's nicely done. Just make sure to run at least, not this one, but some advisors. Good job for running a mill advisor, getting the ideas filled out. Maybe now downgrading to a level 1 advisor, running a level 2 advisor here. Going quality religious. Interesting. He's doing that, but he's not converting anything. So why choose the religious ideas? Interesting. Okay. So I'm not gonna say it's the best, but I know they had some wars against Spooter and stuff like that, but Khmer isn't in a good shape nor very good position right now. So I'm kind of worried what will happen to Khmer, because this looks like either land for for Nepal, Vijayanagar, Malacca, Delhi, or Liang. Eventually, or the British or the Portuguese will come here eventually. So who are the allies? Malacca, Nepal, Delhi. You, New Age, by the way, Khmer. You gotta break one of those alliances. Breaking the alliance rules, Khmer. God damn it. So break one of those alliances. I mean, what you can do is just expand, eat as much as you can. Maybe slow. No, you you gotta go Tech 10. So grab Tech 10, start filling out another military idea, develop your land just a little bit here. One of the lands that, like here, courage development, um, you know, get this to 20, develop your land just a little bit more. For example, that's the right culture group, that's the right religion. Wait for the next tech, fill out more mill ideas, but keep expanding. Definitely keep expanding. So, you have to grow. Okay, so now the newcomer, Dali. How's Dali doing? Near bankruptcy. I'm not sure why you haven't bankrupted yet. He really went all in fighting Liang. He went economic defensive, still hasn't finished out defensive ideas. Really not sure why he didn't bankrupt. Running too many alliances, just gotta break those because it's just draining your dip powers. Very silly, I think. I would save this for when you go bankrupt. Yeah? So he's gonna go bankrupt. What if we go... I'm gonna declare bankruptcy. What happens? So still not making too much money. A lot of rebels. Oh. Not a bad good of a king. You have this. Maybe fire all your advisors as you can. Get a national arrest advisor as well. So, anyways, Dali, newcomer, took over a small nation, grew it a little bit, but the bankruptcy wars against Liang were fucking retarded in the West. I really don't understand what people were doing, why they were going with Khmer, who has quality ideas, and Dali, who doesn't have defensive ideas, or you, who hasn't finished quality ideas, going against Liang, who fucking took defensive ideas. So, from this, for you, I sent him a couple things how he can fix the nation. There's, a couple things that can definitely be done here, and to stay in the game, guys. When you find yourself in this kind of a situation, those peasants, sometimes you want to accept them, and then you want to lower the autonomy. For example, on the gold mine, you can build some stuff. Probably take the advisor guy. Maybe run a stability cost guy, upgrading them a little bit, morale guy, for example, and get some mill points, get rid of the trade efficiency deficit, admiral, if you can, Shinzu definitely as well. I mean, your prestige is low, non-existent, legitimacy non-existent, so might as well do this. Probably give more land to Shizu so you can collect 150 points, start raising the stability from this, avoiding some stuff, fighting for it pretty much. Maybe upgrading this guy to level 2 advisor. I know it's, never mind, don't upgrade to level 2 because of bankruptcy, I forgot. But yes, also break your alliances so you're not over the limit, breaking any rules or anything like that. And fighting for your survival pretty much. Lower the autonomy in all the provinces that you can. So like this, stuff like that. So if you accept the demands of peasants, stuff like that, just lower the autonomy, guys. What else do we have? You can fight those off. Those rebels. I don't know. I mean, they haven't exploded yet. 23k. They're probably gonna explode as well. All the other separatists, maybe higher stuff. Can we? Okay. Yeah, there you go. I should have decreased that one. Decrease. For example, right? So, you're like, the economy is still existent. Like, the player is still in the game. Just gotta fight it out. You have manpower. You can build more troops. Wait for these guys to come on the forts, and then fight on the forts. So this country is still doable, still playable. You gotta do diplomacy and communicate. But the main point about this, the main thing that was done wrong, is that you have a country who went for a long-term build such as quality, where you have discipline at the very end, fight and doesn't have any good strong ideas, fighting a country like Liang, who took defensive ideas. So let's go to Liang. So the thing is, even though you last week had a gold mine and everything like that, it kind of threw everything away when it didn't go for Miao. It didn't continue eating all these things. So not only does Liang have defensive ideas, he also popped his golden age. He was okay on prestige, and also imperial ideas. Interesting. And he also has the shock damage for. Is he actually running cavalry? And he's running cavalry. Yeah, so he has cavalry combat ability, but he also has the shock damage on his country, which is really, really strong. Definitely a killer. He's going to have morale later on. Very good ideas overall. Excellent economy. And he was probably running a morale advisor as well. And he was just crushing them on morale. Even though, as he said, he didn't win a lot of battles. He won the war by just causing so much distress to the people. And I guess they never had a united front. But the main thing is, if you are choosing quality and you're trying to int into a defensive, you're going to have a bad time, guys. So don't do that. I'm actually surprised Sputter has so many forts now. I guess he can really downgrade some of them, but I guess he's keeping them for a certain point. Yeah, so I'm not going to judge him. He's a capable player. He won against a giant coalition. Yes, he has a little bit of debt, but he's doing very, very well. So good job, Spotter. Congratulations on your victory. Very nicely done. But yes, guys. So learn from your mistakes. Remember, you can coordinate your attacks if you're playing with a group of people. 1, and 2. You don't int somebody like Spotter, who will fight to the very end and also has a golden age popped and defensive. That's plus 30 morale, 30% of morale, because defensive gives you 15. This gives you about 5%, and just better country ideas pretty much. And probably running a morale advisor, and probably he had higher prestige because he has no heir. So I'm going to bet he got rid of his heir because his prestige was even higher than that. So he probably prestige farmed. So, and you can prestige farm by, never mind, I can't. I'll show you, I don't know, on another war like tag Sweden. You can prestige farm countries by annulling their treaty, 5 and 5. That gives you 10. This gives you 15 prestige. So if you have a lot of miners, you can prestige farm them around you and always have high prestige. So sometimes like taking 10 ducats from a small OPM isn't worth it, but taking 15 prestige is. And let's see, I'm not going to go in Korea, but Korea is pretty much dead. The complete collapse of everything on that side. So Asia is looking pretty grim. Liang looks like the king of China, but we'll see what happens when Muscovy gets here and other colonial powers. So Hosokawa. So Japan is united. Still hasn't finished it yet. He went quality innovative. Interesting. He has a lot of loans. Did he also help in this Spotter fucking wars? Like, this is retarded. Again, quality going against the... Ooh, I've never seen this before. Ooh, sword hunt. Oh, interesting. Again, probably would accept cultures. Everything is done nicely, but just that interest's gotta hurt. I would maybe unite Japan, eat everything there, make sure your rebels are dead, and then bankruptcy. And I'm going to tell you, you have to bankruptcy. There's no way you're going to be paying off 2,000 ducats this easily. You got to bankruptcy. I think personally, just unite everything. Make sure you're Japan. Make sure you're secure. Make sure you have a navy, and then bankruptcy it, because this is really unsustainable debt. A lot of these forts you don't need. Maybe leave a lower autonomy, kill all the rebels, and then bankruptcy. But it has to be done. This is basically like France. last season, I guess, who didn't bring bankruptcy fast enough, and he had this debt and falling behind for 10 seasons, not 10 seasons, but for 5 sessions. So something needs to be done, or Japan is going to be irrelevant this game. Next, Malacca. So Malacca, we also had a sit down last week. Throughout the week, he didn't tell me his plans, but I kind of told him what to do and how to play. As Malacca, you want to have the gold mine up, and we literally, like, I think tripled his income in the first 3 years or 4 years of the game. Now it's 42, up from 5 or 4 or whatever the hell it was. So his country grew, he expanded, very nicely done. So congratulations to Malacca. You were terrified of the Portuguese, but the Portuguese never came. Speaking of Portuguese, I didn't do fucking Portugal. I will go back to Portugal after this. So making a lot of money. Holy shit. This is really a lot of money. Very nicely done. I guess just a quick loan. Not using this for some odd reason. Again, definitely you can even collect here. Give more land to the merchants. Not using this again. Very sloppy. At this point, what are you spending your money on? On production? Yes. On churches? Yes. At this point, you can probably even run more colonists. So just do a recall and send them to somewhere else. Because you can afford more than one colony. Expanding into here, this is a good idea. Expanding into here, a very good idea. But you got to speed up the growth. I think you're not growing fast enough. Yes, you recovered, amazing recovery from last time, but you're not growing fast enough, and it has to increase before it's really, really too late. So speed up. Portugal is here. He's doing amazingly. So finished exploration quality. Did you unlock Tech 10? Same. No, not yet. Or yes. What? So confused. Huh. Anyways, yeah, so Malacca doing pretty good. Nice accepted cultures, everything. Yeah, head of tech. I would probably, to finish this up and this up, higher level 2 and level 2 advisor here. And just get those ideas finished up. Maybe getting some power projection up, expanding more, maybe doing some humiliations and stuff like that, but definitely growing and expanding. Here you gotta put something as a rival. I'm not sure if Khmer is worth it as an ally, but I mean, unless you give him money and prop him and grow your own land ally, because Malacca does need also land allies, because this part of their world is on land and needs to be protected. Anyways, attack port. Sorry, Portugal. That was my mistake. How's Portugal doing? So Portugal got the colonialism, even embraced colonialism, was spelling to Spain. His economy is fueling 40 ducats, also pretty damn good. He went exploration and expansion, which is pretty fucking greedy, I'm not going to lie, but, you know, it's Portugal. How many colonies does he have, actually? So colonies, very nice. Wow, nice. And colonizing here as well. So he's doing God's work. He's actually, I haven't been at Kilwa yet, but he needs to do something but Kilwa soon enough. Nice. Trade companies. Really, no gold. Unfortunate. Unlucky. But I would fire this guy. That's a really nice conquistador. Fire that guy. Good kings, good king. Maybe put in a couple more colonies, maybe one more colony. Kick out some minorities. I don't know if you can kick out minorities or not. Oh no, you're Protestant. Yeah, that doesn't work anymore. So, yeah, Portuguese Brazil doing very good. He's settling more land. More. Just colonizing. Yeah, so Portugal is doing pretty damn good, not gonna lie. But he could be doing better, as all of us could be, colonizing more of Asia, if possible at all. Maybe going for Australia and New Zealand colonies, because he definitely has the money flowing in right now. How's his buildings going? So he got some of the buildings done. He got the production done. Manufactories, no manufactories yet, but nothing to build. So colonial building. Oh, interesting. Can also build that. Pretty damn cool. So 1,500 ducats for one extra colonist. Don't know if it's worth it or not, but there you go. You can definitely build it. So Portugal is doing fine, but he needs to focus more on probably going into Asia, more lands. I don't know what his relationships is for Kilwa. Doesn't look too good. They're rivaled, but colonizing more here, so you have more of a force limit buildings, and probably here picking up naval ideas, maybe even maritime, but probably naval idea. Picking up naval ideas, yeah, just to be kind of a naval power, because the only thing is stopping Portugal is because Portugal is allied to England and Castile. Castile can kind of be like the army guy, and then having enough naval presence to force your will on the Moluccans and the Asians is definitely worth it. What's Kilwa again? It's Tag Zan. So let's see where we at. Kilwa. 5 corruption. What is for this? So Kilwa isn't looking too healthy. I don't know why he's getting corruption. Expansion just finishing up. Ouch. No ideas unlocked. Oh boy. Okay. Definitely 62. He doesn't have an institution embrace. Why hasn't he bought an institution? He's not using that, not using that. Nah, okay. I mean, he's making money. Why isn't he buying the institution? Why isn't he buying... I mean, colonialism right there. Just not enough. Damn. He needs to buy colonialism probably from Tag Mammoths. Can he sell him? Yeah, he can sell it to him. Because this has to hurt. And I bet you anything, he's been teching up with this bonus for a very long time. This has to hurt. Holy shit. Yeah, that's a pretty bad move. Kilwa's part. Anyways, let's see. How are our gold doing? Wrong culture, wrong religion. Wrong culture, wrong religion. Yep. So he could be actually making much more money if he actually converted all of it. Deft did more. Used inflation reduction guy at 13. If he devved all that, he can definitely run this advisor, by the way. 84, 76, 12. Like, for example, encourage development. Development cost minus 10. Perfect. He can 66. Convert this, like just all of this. You can do wonders with this. Oh, that's Portuguese. Okay, so Portugal took that one. No, you gotta convert this one. Yeah, you gotta convert it. But nevertheless, we just raised our income by what, 2 or 3 ducats. So pretty fucking good. Sucks that he's not doing it. So Kilwa could have had a good chance, but I don't see Kilwa. He took all of this land. I don't know. I think he's in for a rude awakening when people are gonna come for him. Porta, and then Tag Sok. Sokoto. So Sokoto popped his golden age. He's in the middle of the golden age. He's going to be 1542. That's okay. Corruption. He's making 52 ducats, -7. He has a really good force limit. He hasn't set Castile as a rival yet for some reason. Same with the estates. He's doing fine. He's running at a yearly inflation, so the inflation is going down. He went exploration. Hasn't been filling out the idea groups. He's behind on tech. So in Sokoto, it looks like it's actually a great power. It's the middle of a golden age, but I feel like it's a paper tiger because he hasn't filled out any of his strong ideas. He went exploration. So here he's got to either go double down on the exploration or go into military ideas. I would definitely suggest going to military ideas because it just has to be done. He's just so behind on everything. Yes, he culture converted, not culture. He made this Sunni, but you got to lower the autonomy. Lower the autonomy on the gold. Start making more money. Lower the autonomy a lot of places. Maybe put down those rebels, but definitely do something about your country. Right now, it looks very, very strong, but you guys start catching up in ideas. Hire better advisors. Do something. Just gotta hire better advisors. This guy's, he was very lucky with kings, but I don't know. I don't know how he's so behind on tech. This isn't good at all. So this is Sokoto. Yeah, not in Congo either. I mean, he can go into Congo by sending a colonist here, fabricating a claim. He's probably going to do just that, but I'm not sure. Sokoto definitely needs to start doing his tech, especially in the middle of a golden age. It seems kind of like a waste to me, to be honest, because this manpower isn't high enough. Force limit is pretty good, but and economy-wise is pretty good, but it should be much, much more, to be honest, especially with these ideas. These ideas are that he doesn't have them fill out are killing him, really. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with Sokoto, but he, as a great power, he should be performing better on ideas. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening to the podcast. We're going to end it here. Next week, I am going to sense there's going to be some blood in Europe. There's going to be blood in Asia, and there's going to be blood in Africa as well. So blood everywhere, blood in the New World, blood everywhere. And memers are going to meme, but I'm going to kill you all. Thank you guys for watching the podcast. If you have any comments or suggestions, leave them in the comments. Put them in Discord. Hopefully you enjoyed it. This was really fun. And thank you so much for my co-host, Michael. He was an amazing, amazing influence on me. This was really cool. So I'm glad to be back on the scene. I'm glad to be back making podcasts. But so hopefully you're enjoying it. Thank you so much. Bye.